Hey, what's going on, guys? Aaron with the here. We're back with another newsletter. And sorry if you wanted my first reactions or whatever, but I wasn't able to record this like when it first came out, so I just wanted to go over it really quick just in case people maybe didn't know there's a newsletter or people just want to hear me talk about stuff, because there is actually some stuff that I'd like to maybe like I was gonna say discuss in this, maybe not fully discuss, but just kind of talk about. So yeah, I thought I'd just like make a video because I like making newsletter videos. You know, we're only getting so many of these newsletters, so you know, it's fun to talk about them and have these sort of time capsules, which Toby kind of talks about in this. I really like this sprite. I really like when Asgore and Rudy are just like they're just like chilling. Unfortunately, this is probably the last time we'll ever see this man happy. Maybe either of them, honestly. Maybe this is the last time we'll see either of them happy slash alive. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, a month ago, Chapter 5 released. Did you notice? I'm pleased with the response to Chapter 5. Many friends told me that they loved it, and some people even cried a bit. Everyone's experience may vary, but the game resonated deeply with a few players. I feel confident I'm moving in the right direction. I might look at this concept art at the end. There's some cool stuff in there. Yeah, I guess my thoughts on Chapter 5, which I don't really think I have said yet, but I think my first playthrough was a little scuffed because I had to fix my stream and I was kind of upset about that, so it did kind of sour the chapter kind of at the start, but I think it's a pretty good chapter. I think some of like the jokes and maybe the writing were like not my favorite, but I do think it was like a really good chapter, especially with all like the flowers and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on Chapter 5. What's next? Chapter 5 was a really fun chapter, and with that last big burst of craziness out of the way, I'm sure everybody's eager for Deltarune to start directly tackling the main mysteries of the game. Me too! I do think it's like kind of crazy. He's like very transparent in this newsletter, but I'll get to it. With Chapter 5, we complete the last of the necessary setup for Chapter 6 and 7. Duh. From Chapter 6 onward, there are no more wacky, silly adventures, and you'll begin to see the results of the setup that has been made so far. Chapter 6 is shorter, which is like such a crazy thing to say. Straightforward chapter that focuses on one aspect of the story. Because of that, many things are still not touched on here. In fact, it may surprise you what was missing, but one thing will be clarified whether you're ready or not. So I've seen people talk about this line, one thing will be clarified whether you're ready or not. And Rudy in the weird route says like holidays come like whether you're ready or not or something like that. Or whether you're ready for them or not, which is interesting. I'm not sure if that's really like Rudy Knight evidence. I'm sure people will take it as that, but I don't know. I think that's just like maybe that's to say talking about the night or just a holiday in general. I'm not sure. Some of you may say, wait, you need to make the chapters longer, not shorter. That's an extremely reasonable concern, but by the end of Chapter 7, I'm 100% sure you'll understand why I feel confident about the way I'm telling this story. Don't worry about the pacing until it's over. Which I fully agree with. Like, you can't complain about a story's pacing if it's not over yet. I mean, you can say some things take longer. Like, I guess I can understand the pacing thing in like Chapter 3. Even Toby was saying that the pacing was kind of off. But to be fair, you can't fully criticize a story if it's not like fully over yet, you know? So that's why like I trust Toby when he says this. At least like in what he believes in, you know, maybe it won't end up that way once it's over, but I feel like Toby has like never let us down, so I trust him. I trust that by the end of Chapter 7. But it's still like crazy that he's being like so transparent with all this. It's really cool. I believe we'll be able to release Chapter 6 in 2027. Him saying I believe we will be able to release makes me think it might be later on than people are hoping. But you never really know, because if this one's shorter and easier to make, then maybe I'm wrong. But I feel like him saying believe makes me think it's like cutting it close, which makes me think of a Christmas release date, which would be cool, because I feel like a lot of people, including me, is thinking this is like a holiday house, like holidays chapter, Noel chapter, Death chapter, and all that. That's what I'm hoping this is about Death. Recently I finished writing a few more sequences towards the last third of the Chapter 6. And rearranging the rooms to fit the new structure. Once we make the adjustments and tie everything together, we'll be able to play a rough draft of the chapter from beginning to end, which is pretty cool. Bearing any major restructuring, the main things that will continue to need development time are the boss of the chapter and polishing cutscenes. Speculation? Theories? This part's pretty cool too. Personally, I really don't read or watch theories. That's because I already know what my game is. However, I think it's amazing that people think about my game so much. It's not an exaggeration to say that thinking about this game can be just as much fun as the experience as playing it is. Anyone who keeps thinking about it, like I have, gets my highest blessing. So, imagining what could happen and trying to look about the meaning of the game is very cool. However, I do think it's important to mention sometimes you don't have all the information, or I had a different expectation about how certain info would be interpreted or combined. Anyway, well, I think it's good to keep an open mind as to what will ultimately happen. I want to say that you guys should keep having as much fun as you can. The speculative art, stories, and theories that you come up with while the game is still ongoing will forever be special because this is the only time such things can ever be created. All of you are creating time capsules unique to this single fleeting moment in time, and I think that's something to be incredibly proud of. Isn't it great that you're here right now playing this thing as it comes out? This is such a nice section here. And I love how he puts the freaking mics up here. Like, bro's talking about, I don't watch theories, and then he puts the mics up here, which is like just generally the most like fan characters. Is really funny. But yeah, I mean, people have been saying like, oh, this is about Death Knight, this is about the Chris and Noel night. Like, I don't, we don't know what this is about, to be fair. Like, there is generally nothing we won't know until the chapter comes out. So, or like the game's finished if he's not talking about something in 6, but I'm still hoping for Death Knight. I think it's the one that makes the most sense. I think it's cool. I like Death being the knight. It's like a parallel to Azrael from Undertale. If they like both got like turned into these things in ways that we can't understand or something. But yeah, I mean, if Death isn't the knight, then I trust Toby will make the story good. Because, I mean, who knows, like, I've been talking about my friends, but it's like, what if his dream was just that Papyrus was the knight or something? Like, I know a lot of people think of Papyrus Knight, but like, what if that was just Toby's dream? Is like, oh, then the janitors from the store's brother is the secret bad villain. Like, I mean, you never know, like, what his dream could have been. So I'll probably be a little upset if Des isn't the knight, but I will probably get over it because I thought Chris was gonna be the knight, and then Chris wasn't the knight. So, but I feel like it's like changed a little bit now because like I've thought of Des being the knight for so long, but again, I'll get over it. What's genre? My older sibling would say stupid anime style made up move names and pretend to attack me. One was "It's my Gerona." A couple other phrases were also referenced like that, including the elements of Blingo Blizzard. My sibling encouraged me to add "It's my hummingbird" as another quote to the game, but I haven't done that yet. Will I ever? Is Flowery coming back? Kiki. Kiki is my cat that won't shut up. She gets incredibly noisy every second you don't play with her. She watched her room on TV and didn't understand it was her. She's like if a cat's brain was put into a cat's body. The song in the room is the song I sing to her every day because I love her. It's not fan service for you, but it's Kiki service for her, even though she doesn't like it. She's bothering me right now. New merch. Fangame released new merchandise for Chapter 5. More items are planned as well as some items for previous chapters too, like Queen Plush or something. Queen Plush is cool. By the way, I told Fangamer not to expect to make too much merchandise for chapters 6 and 7. It's also really interesting. But also, I guess that's because he said there's no like glorbos. There's no fun, there's never another fun chapter. No more jokes, we're only serious from now on. I desire enjoy the corn. Happy summer and enjoy the corn. Yeah, I think I'll kind of skim over the art here. Yeah, him basically saying is like the last fun chapter and all that. So these videos are pretty cool of the early like 2D section. I love the 2D section. I hope it like at least partially gets reused in the next chapter. But I'm not really sure with kind of how he talks about it in here. Yeah, and he kind of like saying how like it's an RPG, so we can't have like a bunch of random stuff. I do really like this one though, because it's like it's using the piano from chapter 4 and like this in the new 2D thing. It's like actually a really interesting idea for a puzzle, but I do understand it's kind of complicated and why they wouldn't want to put it in the game. Oh, this original flowery design is so weird. Yeah, then we got aqua, south, green, orange. Yeah, I guess we'll stop at yellow here. He originally was gonna have a beard, which is funny, and then he eventually, yeah, he turned to Woody. And I do really like He was foreshadowed a bit in chapter 3 with some bath curtains. I think that's kind of the full extent of the intentional cowboy foreshadowing I've done in my life, which is a really funny thing to say. What is this? Why is it so? Oh, let's see. Yeah, and then there's like these bugs that he's like, oh, they weren't used in chapter 5 anyway. So like, basically, at least like one of the, or well, I guess this one and this one. Oh, that's cool. I like that. One of these is probably going to be in a future chapter. Oh yeah, the music. The music is cool too. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know what. Why is Icy down there? Oh, I don't think I saw this one when I was looking at it earlier. The sprites. Oh, they're non-pixelated. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, basically, I guess that's it for this newsletter. Yeah, I think this is a pretty like meaty newsletter. Like actually a really good newsletter, one of probably the best we've ever gotten. Like he's like really going in on like, yep, chapter 6 and 7, they're gonna be serious. No more fun. I thought he was gonna leave it at like, oh, the sun is setting in chapter 5 and then you'll be in an endless night or something. I don't know. I didn't think he'd fully just like keep going with it and be like, oh, it's a straightforward chapter that focuses on one aspect of the story. I feel like it has to be like Noelle's there. It's probably the holiday house. It's probably Des. This is Des, in my opinion. Or at least that's what I think. I mean, but yeah, like I said, I really want Des to be the knight. I think to me it makes the story the most interesting. Like I think Carol could work because it's like mother trying to like find her lost daughter and all that. But to me it's like more interesting for Des because again the parallels with Asriel from Undertale being like Flowey. Like Asriel's Flowey, Des is the knight, and they're both like crazy beings that I don't know, you know, do stuff in the story, and they're like haunting. They're kind of the whole story's about them because like the whole story's about Des and the whole story's about Asriel and Undertale. So yeah, I guess that's basically what I have to say. I guess leave in the comments if you want me to stream 6 because it does like I feel like streaming and recording kind of does take away from your experience a tiny bit. Also, I feel like my chapter 5 was a little scuffed because I kind of got spoiled on the secret boss and the egg room a little bit when I was trying to find them. Even though I feel like I'm usually like, oh, if I miss them, I miss them. But I felt like since because it was like the last secret boss and the last egg, I didn't want to miss them. So that's kind of why I looked them up. But yeah, I also might just record 6 and upload it later or like live stream it as a private video and then public it later to make it. Because like I want to be able to enjoy this chapter, especially if it's more emotional and about like deaths. But I guess just leave in the comments if people like really want me to stream that bad, but not that many people even watch my 5 ones, so and it's not like a big deal. I mostly record them just so I can look back at my like what I was thinking when that happened, but or like what happened in the game. But a lot of the time I don't even like say that much because I feel like it's more in my head stuff I'm thinking. So honestly, I don't know how useful it even is to do that. I really do like this sprite. It's so fun. Okay, well, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment below, subscribe for more, and have a great day.